Okay, so today I will be talking about the Holocaust and to inform my audience, which will be you guys, about one of the cruelest and dehumanizing historical tragedies in the world, which was the Holocaust. The word Holocaust comes from the Greek words holos, which means whole, and custos, which means burned. The word Holocaust was used to describe the sacrificial offerings burned on the altar. The term has taken a new meaning from the 1945s onwards to mean the state-sponsored persecutions of the European Jews and other minorities groups such as the Romani people, the intellectual disabled, and homosexuals by the Nazis party led by Hitler. The event led mass killings of more than 5 million Jews and 5 million others in the concentration camps. More than 1 million of those people who died were children. The Holocaust remains fresh in the minds of the survivors and their families. Although the Holocaust happened many years ago, it is evident that the tragedy's effects are still felt among the survivors. The Holocaust has touched me, and I think it is one of the tragediest and deadliest and dehumanizing experiences by a group in the world's history. No one has ever been through this. No one has ever done this to humans but the Nazis. Have conducted sufficient research on the internet and read many history books on the Holocaust. From the history readings and the internet research, the Holocaust remains the most famous tragedy instigated politically on a particular race historically. The Nazi leader Hitler made the Germans think that all foreigners, including the Jews, would soon become a dominant race in Germany and threaten the German race's existing expansions, which means they thought they were going to get rid of the Germans like that. Just because they were there, they were going to grow, and Germans were going to be out for extinction, which that was never the case. But he used that to manipulate every German. According to Bjorn, Hitler was obsessed with the expansion of the pure German race and extermination of alien races such as European Jews. During the Holocaust, Nazi refers to German Jews as rats and treated them as lesser human beings. The Nazi administration viewed the Jews as a virus that would result in the infections and collapse of humanity. It, therefore, proposed the Jews needed to be eradicated as the final solution to the civilization of humankind. The Nazis considered the Jews and bloodthirsty enemies to overtake and control the country. Hitler was convinced that the Jews controlled the nation government of Russia, United Kingdom, and United States and were a dangerous group of subhumans that needed to be killed in the most painful manner, which was burning them, poisoning them, let them starve to death. The Nazis managed to convince the German soldiers that the Jews were their enemies and needed to be perished. According to Björn, Walter von Reichenau, the commander-in-chief of the German forces, issued an order to inflict pain on the Jewish subhuman elements. The German soldiers and officers agreed to the Nazis' vision of inflicting pain to the Jews without mercy. False utterances from Hitler and the Jews had contributed to Germans' defeat, made all the Germans turn against the Jews. Now that we have learned about the events and that led to the Holocaust, I will discuss the effects of the Holocaust on the Jews and other groups. The impact on the Holocaust remains fresh in the survivors and their families' minds. When the Allied troops entered the concentration camps, they found piles of corpses, bones, and ashes, evidence of mass killing. They were everywhere. There was a lot of evidence that people were dying, people were mistreated, and they were burning them alive. Some of the survivors of the Holocaust, both the Jews and non-Jews, suffered from starvation and diseases. The survivors refused to return to their homes because of the fear of attacks. Even though the war had ended, the Germans still hated the Jews. They still had that in their head. Hitler had stayed in the head that they're bad, they're evil, and they have to go against them. The Jews who returned home lived tension and anxiety as a result of the hatred towards the Jews. According to Björn, the killing of the Jews had left an indelible mark. The Jews constituted a large percentage of the German middle class. The Jews held a majority of the white-collar jobs and visual skills necessary for the economic to grow. The Holocaust led to the death of the most educated and productive people in Russia. Although the Holocaust happened many years ago, it is evident that the tragedies and impact is still felt among the survivors. In conclusion, it is essential to note that the Holocaust was formed on unimproved political instigations by the Nazi parties. The Holocaust remains the darkest moment in the history of humanity. Thank you for your time.